When you're ready, have a comfortable seated position. Make your way in a comfortable seated position. And just taking a moment to rock a little bit, right and forward and backward, right and left. Remembering to make this yoga class your own class for you, and to the uniqueness, to fit it to the uniqueness of your own body. So if there's things that I'm doing that don't quite work for you, you're welcome to do them differently, or to sit out for it if you want to. And at any time in the class, you could always lay down. You can always rest. And then coming to a still form, I want to read from the Bhagavad Gita, the Yoga of Wisdom, this chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, to kind of orient us. When we practice yoga, there's the integration of the physical, our body, the mental, emotional, and the spiritual aspects of the self. And so sometimes when we address our physical body, we also address our spiritual body. And sometimes the reverse is true too. When we address our spiritual needs, it affects our physical body. So I want to see if you can draw any connection between this kind of connection between spiritual and physical. In this particular verse, chapter 2, verse 16 in the Bhagavad Gita. It says, "What is not has never been, and what is always is. This truth about the real and the unreal has been realized by the seers." And this is a question we can kind of bring to our mind. I think that anxiety, for example, manifests when we take what is unreal as real, what has never been before as having some kind of reality. So I'll invite you to notice, how does anxiety sit in your body, in your abdomen, in your rib cage, even in your forehead. Sometimes we get a wrinkly forehead when we're anxious. We even sometimes move our body ahead as if we're going into the future. It's a kind of future orientation. And I want to invite you to kind of sit up, opening your ribs, drawing your shoulders back and down a little bit, and opening your abdomen. Because when anxiety is present, it's usually the reverse that's happening. We're closing, we're rounding our shoulders, we're clenching our abdomen, and we're furrowing our forehead. And so on a physical level, we can change how anxiety manifests, or even have it disappear completely by just working on a physical level. Our forehead, those three regions, our forehead, ribs, drawing shoulders down and back, and abdomen, opening up the abdomen. And see if you notice if anxiety is still there. And just breathing normally. And then on the spiritual level, consider this verse from the Bhagavad Gita. What is not has never been, and what is has always existed. The things that scare us are often about things that don't exist. And to know that something that we think exists, to know that it's not real, is the dissipation of anxiety. When we know that what we fear is not even real, then something might shift internally. So consider those things. Physical level, broadening our ribs, softening our forehead, opening our abdomen. On a spiritual level, recognizing when we're taking what is unreal as real. Okay, let's continue to open our body a little bit more. So make your way into a standing posture. Come into the front of your mat. We'll start out with some sun salutes. And starting out by drawing our palms together at our heart center. Breathing in and lifting our arms up, overhead, lengthening upwards. Breathing out, folding the body in half from the hips. And stepping the left foot back. Right foot forward. Lowering the right knee and just opening up the hips. Lifting the chin up. Stepping the right foot back to meet the left, coming into downward dog. Strong through your shoulders. And just pausing here for a few moments. Notice any shifts in sensation from the abdomen to the head. And then shifting into plank. So we're engaging our shoulders here, engaging our shoulders, engaging our core, and then lowering down, just at your own pace. Lowering down onto the abdomen, lifting up the head, neck, shoulders. And then coming back to a downward dog. And just pausing here in downward dog again, noticing any changes, any shifts from abdominal sensations to sensations in your head. Breathing changes in breathing patterns. And then stepping the left foot forward, lowering the right knee down. Shifting the hips forward. Lifting the chin. Stepping the right foot forward to meet the left. Locking the thumbs and reaching forward and up. Breathing in. And breathing out. Palms together in front of the heart. Okay, number 2 of 3. Inhale up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale your right foot back. Exhale your left foot back. Lower down, knees, chest and chin, all the way down. Exhale fully. Inhale for a little cobra. Exhale for downward dog. Inhale your right foot forward. And exhale your left foot forward. Inhale your arms up overhead. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. Okay, number 3. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale the left foot back. Exhale the right back. Lower down, knees, chest and chin. Exhale fully. Inhale, head, neck, shoulders up. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale the left foot forward. Exhale the right foot forward. Inhale the arms up. And exhale, palms together in front of the heart. Okay, we'll do a few standing asanas. Starting out with a balancing pose. So this one is the King Dancer. It's a really good pose for not only working on balance, but also opening up the shoulders and the ribs. You could use a wall if you need help with balance. Okay. So starting out, putting the weight of the body into the right foot, catching the left foot on the outside, or you want to try on the inside, and then lifting that foot up. Feel a little pull across the ribs here. Arm comes out. Reach, maybe lowering your torso a little bit. And really pushing your foot into your hand, lifting up your foot, simultaneously lowering down your head, your torso, your trunk. And breathe. 3, 2, 1, and release. Just making the transition here from being in the pose to coming out of the pose. Smooth as possible. So we're looking at smooth transitions here, in and out of the pose. Okay, take a moment to center. You can, if you like, place the tips of your fingers together at your core and just rest here for a few moments. Breathe. All right, let's try the other side, the other leg. So weight of the body into the left foot, catch the right foot. Use a wall if you need to. And then, find your balance here. Maybe it's just this, this might be fine. We're looking for balance and flexibility, as well as strength. All three of those are playing in here. Strength in that left leg, balance, and flexibility across the right shoulder. Breathing easy. See if you can bring an easy breath into this posture. And then coming out of the pose by first lifting the head, let the arm follow, the leg follow. Slowly releasing the foot, lowering the arm down. And resting. Softening the arms, the shoulders, the back. And finding your breath. And place those fingertips together at your core if you like. Just kind of to help recenter yourself. Maybe drawing your elbows a little out. Recentering. Okay, and this next one is a standing pose with a little bit of a stretch to the hamstrings. So you could do this by, if you have a block, just using a brick here, you could use anything that elevates your toes. That helps you elevate your toes here. So I'm just kind of putting the ball of my foot on this brick. But again, you can use anything, a block or something that elevates your toes. And your back foot is kind of a little bit spread, a little bit of distance between your front and back foot. You can play around with that distance. And then just kind of starting out by bringing our hands to our hips and folding from the hips. So keeping the low back flat here. And as soon as you start to feel pulling in the back leg, as soon as you start to feel pulling in the back of the leg that's forward here, that's where we want to pause for a little bit and hang out. See if you can see what happens if you just rest here where the pulling starts. Breathing evenly, and if anything changes in the back of that leg. And if so, maybe going a little bit further forward. You also feel free to bend the knee a little bit, that front knee. You can bring your hands down to your leg if you like for support. Adjusting your hips, so maybe drawing your right hip down, your left hip up. Let me just pause in here. Maybe going further, maybe not. And when you're ready, begin to slowly take your time, bringing your hands to your knees, your knee, and then lifting your torso up. And bringing feet back together. Just maybe softening your abdomen. And bringing the fingertips together, just kind of resting them. Lengthening the back up, shoulders down. Then let's try the opposite foot. Try the opposite foot. Same thing. And when you're ready, go ahead and begin just coming forward. Adjusting little micro movements in your hips can make a world of difference here. And as you're ready, maybe bringing your head lower, maybe, just check it out. See how the back of your leg's doing. Maybe even elongating or lengthening your back out away from your hips, keeping it long. And then as you're ready to come on back up. And then coming back to standing, fingertips together right at your center. All right, for this next one, you may want to use a chair or a bench or something. So feel free to go get one if you don't have one. And I got the chair on my left side, and I'm going to put my left foot forward, my right foot back, turning to my side. So my hands are right over my legs, my feet are separated. I'm going into triangle. So place the left arm down, bring your left hand to the chair, right arm up. Give a little stretch to your right side here. You can keep your hand up towards the ceiling or reach it over your head towards the wall. And then when you're ready, bringing your hand back down to your side. And in your own time, beginning to really pay attention to your back, engage your core here, draw your navel in, and then begin to lift up the head. And just turning this to face forward, and then bringing the right hand now, down to the chair. You might want to adjust your back foot. I'm just walking my right foot in a little bit. And I'm holding the top of the chair to kind of turn my hips. My left hip is coming up, my right hip's coming down, just very subtly, turning my head to the left a little bit. So I'm giving a little twist to my back, left shoulder coming up, right shoulder down. If you want, you can lift your left arm up. Breathing evenly. For 3, 2, 1, and then lowering back down. Slowly untwisting the back. Engage your core. Make your way back to standing. Feet together. Hands together, fingertips together. Elbows a little away from the body. And rest. Just eyes lowered, but kept open. Okay, let's try the other side. Just switching the chair to the other side. Right foot forward, left foot back. Triangle on this side. Arms right over your legs. Reach forward and down. You can rest your right hand on the chair, left arm up. You could have your arm towards the ceiling or over your head. And breathe. When you're ready, we're bringing the left arm back to the side. Maybe a little micro bend in your right knee. Engage your core. And then coming up, lifting the torso up. Okay? I'm just going to bring our arms out to the sides and turn forward towards the front of your mat. Reach the left arm over to the chair. Bring your right hand to your hip, right hip, and just begin to twisting. The right hip comes up, left hip down. Right shoulder up, left shoulder down. You can stay here or reach your right arm up if you feel your body calling you to do that. And breathe, looking up towards your hand or down towards the floor. And 3, 2, 1. Okay, right hand down. Okay, untwisting the back. Bring the left hip back. And stepping the feet back together. Resting the tips of the hands together. Finding your breathing. All right, let's come on to our abdomen. Making our way onto our abdomen to rest. Really take the time you need to find a comfortable placement for your arms and head in this resting pose on your abdomen. At present, I have my head resting on my forearms, but you could also have your head directly on the floor and your arms at your side. Just take a few moments here to rest. And then as you're ready, kind of bring the hands underneath your shoulders, elbows close to your body, feet together, legs together, and chin or forehead on the mat. Notice if you have your forehead on the mat, it elongates your neck, helps you to come into proper posture for your back. Okay, when you're ready, begin to lift up the head, lightly pressing into the hands. Squeezing the elbows, squeezing the shoulders together. Open up the ribs, breathe. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower back down. Go ahead and rest your arms, rest your head. Rest your whole body. Okay, so next one is Adva or locust pose. So for this one, we're just going to keep our hands at our side, or you could tuck them underneath your abdomen. And engaging your core, your glutes, lifting both legs up, bringing the chin to the mat, and hold it. So engaging the muscles in your low back. And when you're ready, 3, 2, 1, and release. Rest. Rest your head, rest your neck, rest your back and legs. All right, next. When you're ready, chin or forehead to the mat, lifting up the head and shoulders, the arms and the legs. It's having arms at your side and holding. Squeezing your glutes. Breathing easy, easy breathing. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, take your time to roll to one side, bending the knees, bringing your knees forward, and then using your hands and elbows to lift yourself up to a seat have a seat. You can sit on a block or a cushion and stretch both legs forward. You're using your hands to help lift your back up, sitting on the front of your sit bones, toes are pointed up, and legs are internally rotated rather than externally. So this is feet coming out to the sides is external rotation, feet pointing up towards the ceiling is internal rotation. Now reach the arms up and forward over both legs together. And wherever your hands go, wherever they want to rest here, let them rest. I'm just going to begin to round our back, soften the muscles in your mid-back, tuck your chin in. Breathing easy, easy breathing. Lengthening the back of your neck. Lengthening the back of your neck by tucking your chin in. So we'll stay here about another 20 seconds. And then as you're ready, beginning to lift your head back up. Coming into staff pose. Staff pose is hands at your side, sitting up tall, legs straight out in front. You might feel a stretch in your hamstrings, I know I do, just sitting up straight, just trying to sit up straight, lengthening up the spine. Okay, let's tuck the left foot under the right leg, kind of pointing your left knee forward, and then bringing your right knee, raising your right knee. You can keep your foot here or step it over. You have that choice. You can step it over your left knee or keep it on the inside. Okay, and then left hand either holds the raised knee or you can wrap your elbow around it. Right hand comes behind the back for support for a little twist here. Right shoulder comes back, left shoulder front. And looking behind you. So we're twisting the whole spine. Notice the range of motion that you have in your back. It's going to be different for all of us. See if you can focus on lengthening up before twisting. And then coming back to center, releasing out of the pose. Pause a moment here. If you can, we can go into the cow face pose with our legs. So hands at our side for some support, and just kind of lowering your right knee down. So the left shin is kind of resting on your right thigh. And this might, varying degrees here. Maybe for some people, it's going to be your left foot on your right thigh, or, adjust your legs so you find the stretch that doesn't pull on your ligaments. We want to feel a pull in the belly of the muscle, not at the joint. So places in between joints. So just kind of one knee on top of the other, or one calf on top of your knee, and I'm just kind of holding there, maybe bending forward a little bit, and just resting here. It's a nice stretch for opening up your hips. Okay, and as you're ready, come out of the pose, lift up the torso, leaning back, engage your core, slowly unravel your leg. Bringing both knees up and then tucking your right foot underneath your left thigh. And the left foot coming maybe around the outside of your right knee. The knee stays raised. So placing your foot wherever it helps to keep your knee up. You can also use your right hand or right elbow to keep your left knee raised. Left hand behind your back and twisting to the left. Lengthening the spine up as you twist. And then coming back to center. Take your time to unwind. And while we're here, we can just kind of walk or slide your top foot to the opposite side of the mat. Coming into the cow-faced pose. Hands can be out at the sides for support as you fold over the legs. And feeling a little stretch in the left hip. And then coming back up. Unwinding the legs. Just find a comfortable seated posture for the moment. Remembering that verse from the Bhagavad Gita, that which is not doesn't exist. That which is has always been here. There's nothing new under the sun. Okay, let's transition now to shoulder stand, and I'll show you a way of doing shoulder stand that involves using a chair. So if you don't have a chair, you might want to go get one, or you can even probably use a couch to do this. Turning the chair like such, and I'm going to use a yoga mat just as a little bit of padding on this chair. If you need padding, you could fold up your yoga mat and just place it on the top of the chair like so. Or you could also put something on this edge too, if you need to. All right, so just kind of bringing my knees up close to the chair, my tailbone close to the chair, and then lifting my feet up onto the top and holding the legs of the chair. You gotta have some legs to hold on to, legs of the chair. Head comes down, resting my head. You could stay here. You could stay just like this with your feet raised, if that's enough for you. Or if you want to try lifting, peeling your back off of the ground and coming up a little higher on your shoulders, straightening out your knees. You get that nice incline, helps the blood flow in the opposite direction, heart rate decreases, get some stimulation to your brain and stimulation to your thyroid gland. The lymph in the body helps to get moved around when you're upside down. Easy breathing here, easy breathing. And we'll stay here for about a minute. Okay, and then coming out of the pose, just kind of slowly starting with your back, just lowering your back down, bending your knees, just resting here for a moment, let your back readjust itself. And then kind of swinging your feet off, your head going the opposite way, and just resting on your back for a few moments. And to counterbalance that shoulder stand, we can try fish pose. So for fish, you might want to have a cushion or a block underneath your shoulders, kind of underneath your shoulder blade. I'm using a brick here. And I am kind of draping my shoulders over the brick and dropping my forehead, kind of bringing the crown of my head onto the mat. So I'm lifting my chin up, grabbing my legs with my thumb and four fingers, grabbing my thighs, the tops of my legs, digging my elbows into the mat and lifting up my, it's like a string was pulling up on your sternum, and then lowering just the crown of my head down to the mat. And breathing deep here. Okay, when you're ready, lift the head up. Roll to one side, come to a seat. Remove if you have a cushion or block there, remove that. Sitting cross-legged. And rolling your sit bones forward a little bit so you're coming on the front of your sit bones. Hands behind your back. Take hold of your right wrist with your left hand, rounding your back and drawing your forehead down to the mat to close out this yoga class with yoga mudra. And then slowly lifting the head back up. Yoga mudra is the yogic seal, helps to seal in all the benefits of the asana portion of the class. Now we'll move into deep relaxation. So situate yourself on your mat, find some comfort. If you need to lower the lights to help for relaxation, go ahead and do that. Maybe use a blanket over your body if you'd like. A quick tensing and releasing of all the muscles. Just once you're on your back, kind of roll your legs and arms a little bit. Take a deep breath in and hold it. Make fists with your hands, squeeze your arms, lift them, lift your legs and head, squeeze everything, and release. Roll out your legs and arms one last time, and find a immovable savasana to stay in for the next couple of minutes. Notice the softening of all the muscles throughout your body, from head to toe. Resting your forehead, resting your eyes, resting your abdominal muscles. Remember, that's often where anxiety gets held onto, in the forehead, in the abdomen, in the shoulders, softening those parts of your body. Remembering that that which is not has never been. That which is has always, always been here. There's nothing to fear. There's nothing new under the sun. As you're ready to begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes, roll the legs and the arms, stretch out the arms, and make your way onto one side, and then Have a seat. Maybe sitting on a cushion or just sitting straight on the floor is okay too. And finding a mudra that works for you. You can do chin mudra with a thumb and first finger connected. And the last three fingers kind of stretched out on your knees. It's chin mudra. Or if you'd like to try the cosmic mudra. Cosmic mudra is the left hand on the top of the right hand, thumb tip slightly touching. Just quietly following your breathing. Letting go of thoughts. Being in the present moment. May all beings be safe. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy.